But guys, welcome to the forecast today on the Weather Channel. It's looking like a little bit of PogChamp, huh? A little bit of PogChamp,
Kind of SpongeBob character.
huh? No, but guys, welcome to the first debut episode. We're here with JamesTheGame, here to tell us about his content creation journey, some of his new sponsors, and here to answer some of our questions. So,
Oh yeah, let's get it.
James, I mean, tell us what's been happening recently. Like, tell us what are some big things that have been happening.
Oh man, lately some big things that have been happening, man. The content creating scene is just, you know, trying to strive out,
Lamy, thank you.
out more, and talk to smaller content creators and give them an extra push. Trying to guide some people, but I got two big partnerships to add, man, to what I have so far. That happened today.
So the partnerships, I know that you got the Manscaped one, which I do want you to go more in depth on that one. But are you allowed to talk about the second one?
Second one, not really.
Not really. Okay.
I kind of outed myself. On Twitter today.
Okay.
I'm sure most people know what it is, but
I mean, if I had to guess, I mean, I'm not gonna guess because you know whatever. Delaney living off mobile Twitch. Yes. Hey man, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Gang K. Welcome. So since you can talk about the Manscaped one, I'm gonna let you go into depth on that while I try to get it so that the stream can see you, because I think that's also important too. It'll be in the background, but we'll see what it looks like.
so you're talking about Manscaped. Manscaped, their products, for men's, they have hair trimmers, nose trimmers, all that kind of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nail grooming kits for men, body washes, boxers, all kinds of stuff, just for men. And one thing that made me really want to go for Manscaped is they're in a partnership with the Testicular Cancer Society.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I really, and I haven't had any family members go through, but I mean, just, their cause itself is really, it's
Really
really what
good.
pushed me
Yeah,
into it.
for sure. Yeah.
And people, it says together, what they do is, the CEO, he says, he's talking about men's health and hygiene. He goes, that's the core of what Manscaped is. And I feel like that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
And got to know, let me see, I can also kind of try to look this up. Manscaped is partners.
I'll fix the video thing later on. It's really,
let me see if I can look this up. They are partners.
I don't know how to crop it, but we'll figure it out.
UFC.
We'll figure it out.
Let me see what else. Yeah, they're partners with UFC. Steve-O.
Okay.
They're partners with Steve-O. Let me see. DeFranco. Joe Rogan, new rock star. MTF, Rich Lux, Trey Drexler, and I think the biggest one is their partners with the UFC. So I mean, to be able to pull something in that big of a magnitude is pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's awesome. I've also been going for some sponsorship recently with like the Gaming Brings Happiness. I know I tried that one, and then there was the whole Gamers Got Talent event that I was in and Jay was in, and I think Fahrenheit's is in and everything. So yeah, I mean that didn't really go very well. But so how did you get your sponsor? Like what were some steps that you took and actions that you did that you think put you above the competitors in some sort of way? Tanner, welcome to the stream, man.
I mean, I do know they had some pretty good competitors with them, and I don't down talk anybody. I didn't even honestly know, that they're going into the gaming side.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know they were really going into the gaming side yet. So I was just really, wanted to push for them just to try to get on a personal level. I knew it was a long shot, but I was like, you know what, I like who they are. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go. And I think one thing is persistence, man.
Persistence.
People don't know. Jerky Pro turned me down 2 times, and and they're not the biggest. They're not like Jerky XP stuff like that. But I got turned down twice, man. And when I started my grind for Aura, Jerky Pro is the first one I went at because I thought they were pretty cool. I wanted to be a part of that. So I got turned down twice, man. It's just staying persistent. Once I knew my content was starting to get better than what it was before, I dished out and applied again. And it's just like, and that shows these guys, man. It's just you're trying. You're staying persistent. You want to get their attention because you believe in their product, and so at some point they're gonna be like, okay, well this dude's been trying for a little bit, hey, let's look at him. Well, his stuff's actually good. So,
Mhm.
and he'll represent our product very well if he's just persistent in trying to get a sponsorship with us or partnership. So it's like, all right, let's do it. And so I kind of pride myself, other than being professional,
Mhm.
um, I do pride myself on being very persistent per se.
Persistent. Okay. So
Yeah.
after they turned you down twice, what was like the thing that kept you going? Like,
I made a tweet and I was like, man, I was like, I want to be partnered with the beef jerky company. I just love beef jerky. Like literally, like some people go after companies and like they don't really know their product. They
Yeah.
just
mhm.
want to go for the name, or they just want to go because it's the vibe. And this is where I feel like Manscaped was different. You know, that's a whole
How's the audio
different
now? Is the audio better?
company and different thing to push for. It was out of the realm of what most people were pushing for.
Mhm.
And not to say one day I might want to push for G Fuel. Yeah, I love the product, but for me at this point in my content creation career, it's more so of I'm trying to find my way in who I am as a streamer because I can't go for something as big as G Fuel and
Mhm.
with the amount of competitors that have amazing content. It's like
Mhm.
I gotta find my content. I gotta find my groove, and so I feel like that's pretty much pretty big.
Yeah. And um I think that's also what I've been trying to do. But Pax, thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Welcome to stream.
Man packs.
Um like so actually I got a question for you quick. So
Yeah.
I know that you mentioned that you wouldn't grind for G Fuel because there's a lot of good competitors for it, which there definitely is.
Oh yeah.
And because of that, do you think that it would make more sense to go for a smaller company sponsor up until you get G Fuel, or do you think that the people that are grinding for just G Fuel alone also have a good idea? Because a lot of people they go for the smaller ones and then they go for G Fuel later, and then some do
Yeah.
like just G Fuel from the beginning. Like, what are
hmm
your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's all about it's like personal preference almost.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, people wanting to, people that don't go for the bigger scholarships. I mean, the scholarships. What the hell am I talking about? School's been on my mind. The people that like say, oh, I'm gonna go for G Fuel, boom, and then they're like, this ain't working out for so time. Like, let's go for a smaller company. Let's go for this. It's and that's where it pertains into persistence, man. Like Myth, I was talking to Myth about some of my partnerships, and he's like, "Man, I pushed for G Fuel for 3 to 4 years before he got it. Bro, I was pushing G Fuel for a long time, and I was like, if that's how it goes, man. If G Fuel is what you want, then man, I just say go for it, man. Don't go to a competitor just
Yeah.
because you can't get to the ultimate prize. Like, and me, I wouldn't personally. As I was saying, I wouldn't push for G Fuel now, mainly because it's not that I can't compete with some of these guys, but it's just personal preference. I to me, I don't have the time, the assets to be able to be like I'm going for a full fledged G Fuel
Mm-hmm.
run. I just it doesn't work into like my personal benefit yet, and so
Right.
it's. But I say, if man, don't settle for less. You gotta shoot. You
Yeah.
gotta
Shoot for
go.
the
Like
stars.
you
Yeah.
gotta go, man. Like because you don't know, man. You could get turned down 3 times, but that fourth time comes up, and you're just like, ah, let me just go for another drink company.
Mhm.
Now that fourth time, you might have got it. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So on the topic of G Fuel here, so the other companies that compete with G Fuel, like what are your opinions on them? Because there seems to be a lot of startup companies that are trying to compete with them, either
Mhm.
in a form of a different kind of drink, like some are trying to make like milkshakes instead of just water and try to be different that way. I mean,
yeah, I
have
do.
you tried any of the competitors at all?
I've tried the control.
The
That's what it's called.
okay.
That was I think that's what it's called, right? Control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
actually,
TIL.
Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch stuff. That stuff's super good, but
That's like a meal supplement, right?
is a meal, yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
replacement.
Yeah.
And so that stuff's super good, but I feel like its competitors as well. It's just they're like, they know how big G Fuel is,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like they kind of know their place. It's the same thing. They have to be persistent in their product to make it up to there to be able to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I say to these startup companies is like Juggernaut, Glitch, Rogue Energy. It's like Rogue Energy is pretty big too. And so, but it's just like G Fuel has all these core things around them. Phase,
Yeah, I just don't think you
Advanced.
could compete with like the best of the best. Like
Until you have someone that's ready to throw out some money, like how the CEO of G Fuel has, and ready to invest and just fully go into something, you're not going to see another competitor, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Honestly.
I believe Control has a couple. I think they have Sensor. He's like a Call of Duty pro.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure they have him, but he's just again, you can't compete with like guys like
And
Rog
they
and
also have
PewDiePie. It's
Phase.
just
Control
yeah.
has Phase
Oh, do
too.
they?
Yeah, Control and Phase are like a little thing too, because
Okay.
they did a whole like promo on like on a release for something. So
Hmm. I'd say like when it comes to energy supplements, I don't think anything's going to top G Fuel, but like for the meal supplement or replacement like Control, I think they could kind of make their way up because there's not as many competitors as there is compared to energy
oh
ones.
yeah, for sure.
So I think I don't know, energy like you can't beat G Fuel so
Yeah.
far.
So, do you think that if Control changed their market to be like more focused on meal replacements instead of energy supplements, you think that they would get more people buying it?
It's a yeah. I mean that's pretty much what they are. I mean I feel like they're making their own way. I mean they're setting themselves up with the right people to become successful. I mean Sensor, it's crazy, and then they're a part of other Phase members too, or in Phase in general. So it's like you're starting out somewhere because it's a different product,
Hmm.
but with the same intent to help gamers. Because
Um,
you game so long throughout the
I
day,
I'll have to do
and
that.
you might miss lunch, but then boom, I got my
I'll have to
control
do
meal
that on a
replacement.
different
Right.
stream,
Yeah.
sadly,
So
because I don't think that I can
yeah,
change it
Yeah.
on here right now. But I'll
I don't know.
I'll keep in
I
mind for
thought
next time.
isn't Control just
Oh, actually,
meal
here, let me
replacement? Like I do they even have energy? Like
no, yeah,
let
they're
me
just a
see if I can change it
meal
real quick.
replacement
okay.
in the form of like a fruity pebbled milkshake type thing, or like cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah, it's all that fruity stuff. Do you have any like G Fuel tubs?
I do. I ordered Phase X, the collector's edition.
Okay.
I do want to really try that. I have a moon pie.
What would you
Oh,
say like your favorite is?
Oh, my favorite G Fuel.
Yes.
My favorite G Fuel has to be. Oh man, I like hype sauce.
Yeah. I've
Hype sauce is my favorite. If you mix that one with sour blue chug rug, oh man,
I've never mixed them so far.
oh, they're bangers. You got to throw in some ice. Then you got to throw in the ice, and you got to throw in, moon pie. You use milk, but other than that,
Mhm.
like hype sauce, you throw in the ice, put in some water, throw in powder, and then you shake it up with ice. Man, it's fire.
I've had like oh man, what flavors? I had Fazeberry, which was I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. I'd, like Tropical Rain. I don't know if you've ever had that. Like it was kind of like a
Candy was the worst one.
yeah, Tropical Rain just didn't settle right with me. I've had it for probably 2 years now. I've taken like maybe 10 drinks at most. It's just one I try to avoid unless I run out. Recently ordered Bahama Mama and Sour Blue Chug Rug. Those are pretty good. Probably say Bahama Mama is a little better. It's because I find like Sour Blue Chug Rug is like you know what a slushy is, right? Well, I find it's like the blue slushies with like the sour stuff. It's nothing like special, nothing out of this world.
I can't drink that unless
You
it's like
can't?
I can't because it reminds me too much of like the alcoholic drink.
all right.
Oh, really?
Also,
Okay.
I think it's better to have a
Can't
face of the
drink it.
person
It's too sweet.
talking
To me, it's
to
too
think
sweet.
Yeah,
about
I
maybe
find
make a
it's kind
poll
of
and see
like
what people
perfect.
like.
It's
Yeah,
like
I
got
think I'm
that
gonna have to do that
citrusy.
too.
It's nice.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to do that too.
Oh yeah,
Like
for
there's
sure.
If you could make
there's
your own
definitely a
G-Fuel flavor,
lot
that'd
of
be
things I'm gonna need to
Oh
change.
man, I
my
always
jam
see like
He's
orange
echoing.
vanilla.
Like how
I
much?
always see
Love those
tweets
flavors.
about this. Um,
It could be from my headphones.
like
So thanks for letting me know because
I'm
maybe it
echoing.
is kind of a
Weird.
bit
Okay.
loud
I'd
because it's
say
kind of loud
like
in my ears. So
wow. Um,
How
that's
about
tough.
now?
I really,
Does he sound fine
I see a
now?
lot of tweets about that, but it's just I can't think of it. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I get you, man.
I'm not sure though. So like, have you ever tried any like
It's worth me
Manscaped
loud.
like
Okay,
product,
it's
or are you kind
probably
of
from
like
here. So
just learning about them as like
thank you
get
guys.
the
I appreciate it
sponsorships?
because
Well, dude,
this is the
I got
debut
some
stream
boxers
for
as a
this
joke for one
specifically,
Christmas,
so I appreciate
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Thank you.
and they're like anti-chafing boxers, and I've never like chafed before in my life, but I got them as a joke one Christmas, and I was like, damn, these are actually super comfortable.
Sheesh. Like I see a lot of like their ads on like Snapchat and stuff. It's like seems like every ad I get, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good. I mean,
They got me playing. It's like I got to do like a. Apparently, they're influencers are having to do something with like UFC 4. So I
okay.
gotta play like UFC 4 on stream next week.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and I gotta like talk about Manscaped every like 30 minutes.
Now, do you got to buy UFC, or would they like?
Oh, I have UFC 4
Oh,
already.
okay.
So I didn't like ask about that, but I gotta like talk
Gotcha.
about Manscaped. I seriously have to like go into like an ad break on like another scene and talk about Manscaped with my Manscaped shirt on, and I have to do that for like an hour and a half.
Gotcha.
Just play UFC.
So,
Gotcha.
can you have a pre-recorded video that you made and then switch that scene so it automatically plays it so that you don't need to like switch shirts and everything?
I probably could. But I mean, I have to wear. I was planning just wearing a Manscaped shirt the entire stream, and then just like switching over and be like, "Hey, yeah, grab this," or
Dig the
having
new
like a
setup.
thing pop
Thank
up
you,
and
man.
just like,
I like the podcast too.
20% off. You get 20% off free shipping and 2 free gifts whenever you order using code James and stuff like that. So I gotta do that crap for like an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure that they would appreciate you wearing their shirt too. Right away, but I mean, yeah, you could definitely get like either you could edit it or like you like maybe like Jackie could or something like that. You know, like add like a really clean cinematic Manscaped one. They would like that. They would be like, yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. That'd be pretty cool. So you said
getting
that
paid. It's like a paid promo.
Really?
That goes toward. They're just gonna add it towards like, the what's it called? The money you get after you like make a sale. I forgot what it was called. I forgot what it was called, but whenever someone uses my 20% off, I get a portion of the money or something like that. So they're just adding it to that. There's nothing crazy because like I'm not a crazy ass like I'm not crazy big. So.
But I mean, that's still cool nonetheless. Because I've been thinking about buying some products from them too, so I'll make sure to use your code then because
yeah, you got to. They got some dope products, man. Like
they do.
They got some really dope products. And I was like, I love their whole "We Say Balls," and they're like, and whenever you open the box, it says your balls will thank you, and it shows all the stuff you ordered. So it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like their company takes their brand and what they do, and the market that they're trying to reach you is so. I mean, it's such a smart marketing move. Excuse me, like because other companies that do that, like they're very just like hygiene in general, you know. And of course, like when you think of hygiene, it's more like boring commercials. You know, it's not very funny, whatever. But like Manscaped, what they do since it's geared towards men, like they make it funny, they make it humorous, and they know their audience, you know. So I think what they're doing is right. Like it's definitely the right way to go about things. And
it's unique too, and that's why people are just like so like into them because they know how to reach an audience, like you're saying, and it's crazy. Because you go on, you're on Snapchat, you're scrolling through, and then a damn ad pops up, and it's like, we say balls, and you're like, wait, what is this?
Yeah. On another note, though, didn't they want to get into like the Twitch scene, like streaming?
Yeah, they are. They're gonna end up having.
I will try my best to get this figured out by the end of the week.
We're gonna venture out to esports.
But
man.
Gotcha.
I really appreciate all the suggestions. Thank you.
Or...
I appreciate it a lot.
I don't even think
welcome.
they've made an official Twitch channel yet.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Gotcha. I asked him on Twitter. Say, hey, let me see my channel.
Yeah, because if they made a Twitch channel, I bet you that they could get partner pretty fast, and then you could be a part of the Manscaped team. like
Exactly.
on.
It would help me like
Oh yeah,
individually.
help
Oh
both
yeah,
you out
for
for sure.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah, that'd be really sweet. Man, that would be so huge actually. Like the more that I'm thinking about it, that would be huge.
Kind of be like what G Fuel does with theirs, like how they have like streamers come on at like certain times, and I think that'd be
Yeah.
kind of a cool concept.
Yeah.
And it's just broadens my following, and then it's like a give take from both parties, man.
I mean,
Like
you
I'm
just gotta
getting
give
people
your
to buy
time.
their product. Yeah, I'm getting people to buy their product, and so they're giving me exposure.
Hmm.
So it's pretty dope.
So
So
other than exposure, I mean, I don't really know if you're like, are you allowed to talk about like some of the benefits? Because I'm just curious because
Oh yeah, for sure.
we
I can
always
talk about
hear
the benefits for
benefits from G Fuel, um, but we never really hear much about the benefits of these other sponsors because a lot of people that we know, at least in our community, aren't sponsored by these people. So,
sure.
topic
Well,
Rocket League, I wrote it down.
thing
I
is,
got you,
whenever
wrote.
you do have levels of programs at Manscaped, right?
Mm-hmm.
But levels are different because they're for each thing. Like Instagram influencers that are from Manscaped, they
Mm-hmm.
have a different. They're in a different program than would like someone that's a content creator. You're in like two different programs. They're basically doing the same thing. So like some early benefits that I get, I get 20% off of every order if I want to order. I get a monthly. I get a monthly box of like small Manscaped products.
That's cool. I like that.
Um, and then family, friends, and fans. Whenever I post, they get 20% off. So it's not just a 10% off thing. It's actually 20% off, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I get access to like newer products before they go online.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I'll get access to like new and exclusive products that most people won't see until they're like released. And I got ongoing paid promotions at times, like how I'm doing with the UFC thing. I got a special holiday bonus promo, and then corporate referrals, man, for when I'm going for a job or something.
You know, what? I've never thought about that before.
Yeah,
So,
you get corporate referrals, so the corporate from their company refer me for something that I need.
really,
Yeah.
huh? I did not know that. So, like, can they refer for anything? Like, would they be able to like refer for like a loan or something?
I don't know about that, but I know like if I'm getting a job, and like I say, like I want to go out and apply for this job,
Mm-hmm.
they can print me out a corporate referral. So it's like, hey, this is what he did for this company. He did this and that. He's cool. Basically, just talking good about myself or how they viewed myself, and I can give it to the company. Be like, this is a corporate referral from a corporate big company.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I had no idea. That is really cool. That is really cool. Um, so before we switch topics here, was there anything that you wanted to say specifically about branding or like any ideas or like directions that you want to send people in that are currently going for sponsorship, thinking about sponsorship?
I mean, all I'm gonna say is they just gotta stay persistent, man. Things won't go your way. It's unfortunate, it won't happen easily. There are some blessings that come, and things do pop out, and just like, whoa, I got this, and but I just say stay persistent, man. Just because you don't get one thing doesn't mean you're not gonna get it one day. I got turned out by Turkey Pro twice. Um, Allegiant, they didn't want to get me at first because I wasn't big enough. I didn't have the numbers, but I kind of talked my way into that,
Mm-hmm.
and looking at me now, we have a great relationship. Uh, you know, it's just be professional, stay persistent, and like don't give up. Can't give up. Don't compare someone else's success to yours. And that's something that I used to do, man. I used to be like, well, how is so and so getting a G Fuel?
Yeah, I got
But
a
I'm
problem with
not.
that.
It's like they don't even put out content as much. It's like gaming brings happiness. I applied for it,
Yeah, me too. Yep.
and so, but I'm like, how is this person? How did this person get it? But they don't make content,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and they don't make content, and they're like, and I'm like, but I'm over here making content all the time. I'm posting TikToks, and I'm giving back to the community, and that's the basis of it, right? But this person
Mm-hmm.
doesn't do that. So I'm like, how did they get it? And so it's just basically just don't compare what someone else has to yourself because you end up just putting yourself down.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I had to learn, man. It's just living my own success, whether I got the smallest sponsorship or the
Hmm.
biggest. It meant the same to me because it meant someone wants me. But then you also gotta think about too. Some people will use you just so
For their own gain.
for their own benefit as well.
Yeah.
So it's looking at a contract, looking at a program. If you're in an affiliate program, you got to look at that hard.
Yeah.
It's not a partnership. So you got to look at those hard and make sure they're not using you. They just give you a code and they're using you the entire time. And so it's just don't keep things to yourself. Ask questions. Ask anybody questions, and that's pretty much all I got, man.
Yeah. That like so. And Vert sits on here that that I think I want you to answer here in a second. I wanted to bring up the game and bring happiness again because you brought up how you it took a while to stop comparing yourself to other people. And you brought up like specifically gaming brings happiness on because I also applied for that. And um granted I mean, I took a week off of content, um,
Yeah,
because of just everything going on that I'm sure that we'll get into at some point a little bit later on. Or I mean, I
yeah,
not really in depth, but just like the basis outline of what happened. I mean, everybody knows Aura is no longer a thing, you know.
yeah.
So with all that, I just kind of like I took a week break and I wanted to evaluate my content and see what I enjoyed making. And I, I'm not gonna lie, like um I had a hard time not comparing myself to people because I had to tell myself the same thing today because I didn't understand.
Uh-huh.
I thought my application was good because I I gave them like good reasoning. I said I take a lot of pictures in my clothing, so the more people see wearing the clothes like in nice high quality pictures, the more people are gonna want to buy it. I said I can do free designs for them to drive sales to their company. I stream and I can do all this stuff. And I really thought I had it in the bag. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm like, I just totally killed that application. And of course I didn't get
Yeah,
it, which is fine. There's stuff that I need to fix, but I bring that up because for everybody watching, like it is difficult to not compare yourself to people. It is just difficult.
yeah.
And I see you on. Thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate Cash Jack sent me. I'm glad he sent you. But yeah, it's difficult. So how were you able to get over that? Like,
I mean, one thing I could give advice to you is that just because they probably turned down your application doesn't mean you still can't reach out to them. And like through a DM, you can still reach out to them and be like, hey, look, I really would love to work with you. I can make up some designs and stuff like that. Just because they probably looked at your application and they were like, oh man, maybe another time doesn't mean that you can't stop reaching out. You could definitely keep reaching out and be like, hey, look, these are some of my designs. This is what I did with Aura. This is what I did with so and so, and look at these are some of my designs, and this is what I can do. Let's work together. Not to say you won't get a couple sweaters, and be like, all right, cool, we'll send you out a couple sweaters and snap. But hey, let's work together. Let's design because I know I won't say any names, I won't say nothing, but I know that there's some people we know that are just like they're like, hey, promo me on TikTok, and I'll send you some gear. And I was like,
mm-hmm.
well, even if you're probably not going to partner with them after that, but that's just opening a door. They're asking you to promo them on your TikTok. So, and then they're going to send you free gear. Like it's a win-win situation from both sides. All you're doing is promoting them on one of your TikToks because you get so many views, and then they're getting you back. So it's like if that works out, they're gonna be like, oh, let's keep working together. Boom, partner. It's just a process. And so, I mean, that's definitely something you can do. Keep reaching out to them. But getting over comparing yourself, it's just like you gotta. What I did too, the same. I took a step back, looked at my content, and I was like, I'm no I am nowhere in no way, shape, or form near the type of person this person is. We're not the same. People coming to my stream, it might be one viewer or it might be five. They're all having a great time and they're sticking around because they like to see me. I don't think of them as just a number. And I was like, and I ended up just learning to be okay with that. I was okay with my community. I was okay with doing what I do. It didn't stop me from doing what I do. Still
Mm-hmm.
gave back. I still done this. And then eventually, it's true. What goes around comes around. If you're just so positive, and whether you didn't get something and somebody else did, you're just like, hey man, congratulations, I'm happy for you. Keep going. Boom. What goes around is gonna come back around to you. So that's kind of the mindset I keep. That helps me out.
Well, okay. First of all, I just want to bring up the fact, like, I was grinning pretty hard there during that whole explanation. That was good. That was really good. That was extremely good advice. And that is something that I had thought about briefly this morning, and without giving too much thought into it, I'm like, well, you know what? Like, maybe it'll make me look too persistent, But no, I mean that's
No
good
such
because
thing
you're
as being
right.
there's no such thing as being too persistent. The worst they can say is no, not now. All right, cool. Give it some time and get back right to it. That's what I did with Jerky Pro. They declined me twice in the span of like 6 months, and then
Hmm.
a month or two later, I'm like, hey, what's up?
Right.
And then they didn't send nothing back for like another month, and then I got an email in my junk mail, and it says, hey, congratulations, welcome to this. And I was like, boom, there we go. And so there's nothing about being too persistent, man. If you want somebody's product, or if you're into somebody's product, they take a genuine appreciation for it. And sometimes it might hurt to decline somebody, but it doesn't mean that if they're, let's say, if they had what, 6 spots, 7 spots, let's say, not to say if it was eight, you wouldn't have been the eighth spot. So
Hmm.
you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
their numbers were high for whatever they were picking, if they were going to choose 10 people, they're going to choose 12 people, and you didn't make it out of the 10 or 12, not to say yours wouldn't have been the 11th or 13th. So that's just how I see it.
Yeah, no, I mean that's very good. Vert here said in the chat, he says that he sucks at marketing himself. How what okay, so in what ways do you think that you market yourself different or better than the other people trying to go for the same sponsorships? Or if you don't know of anybody going for the same sponsorship specifically, just
Uh,
how how do you think that you personally stood out?
uh, just being myself, man. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. It's like, um, yeah, just trying to be somebody I'm not, man. I'm a down to earth, loud, outgoing, funny person, and I talk to everybody. And so I wasn't trying to be somebody I'm not. It's like, let's say if me and you were going for Manscaped, it wasn't me not, oh, I ain't talking to Clouds, I ain't talking to Hayden. He's going for the same as me. Nah, it's just being who you are, man. And, you know, working with graphics. Like I asked you to make me a graphic sometime. Boom. And I'm like, boom, it happens. It's just throwing
Hmm.
yourself out, utilizing your platform in the best way you can. So whether it's throwing out a tweet and having a cool graphic, or throwing out a little montage, and then at the end, or just talking, like recording yourself on camera, just talking, and be like, I want to try to pursue Manscaped, and I want to do this and that. So, hey, drop me some vouchers, do this and that. Boom, and post it. It's just utilizing your platform, whatever you can do, man. It's just the way you market yourself on stream, the way Vert markets himself as number 4 Rocket League player in Colorado. That's the same way you got to market yourself when you're trying to go for a sponsorship or a partnership, man. The exact same way the mindset and the focus he has on trying to be a top 100 Rocket League player is the same
Hmm.
mindset he should have for trying to be one of the few to get the partnership.
Yeah. And I think that's a very good point because Vert says, when Vert said, excuse me, that he sucks at marketing himself, I I for some reason never thought once how big and valuable of an asset the fact that he is so good at Rocket League. Like
You
he
just got
could
to
use that.
use that to his advantage, man.
Oh man, he could use that for so much leverage. Because companies like Rocket League is a big esport. Not
Yeah,
everybody
hey,
likes
you're a
it,
number
but
4 Rocket League player in Colorado. I'm looking to you don't even gotta flaunt it. You just throw it in there, like, oh yeah, I'm a content creator, this and that. I'm so and so years old. I have a passion for bringing this community. I'm also number 4 Rocket League player in Colorado. And then just throwing it in, throwing it like that. If you don't want to
yeah,
flaunt
it
it, throw
just
it.
just slide it under the rug, like the fact that you're like the best in the U.S. Like, I mean, he's crazy at Rocket League, and he did suggest that we talk about Rocket League. So, James, just real quick here, what are your opinions on Rocket League? Have you played the game before, and if so, did you enjoy it?
Dude, I love Rocket League. But when I first started playing, I didn't know the controls. So like, I didn't know there was a automatic camera that just like locks onto the ball. And so
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that when I first started playing. So I was like, what the hell? Like, I can't look at the ball. And I was like, I had to move the stick and do this. Like, damn. But one thing I did like was when they had the Fast and the Furious cars in there.
Oh yeah.
That was
I
dope.
was I was just thinking about that yesterday. See, they took away the shop with all the cool DLC cars in them. Like you can't
Yeah.
get the Batman car, you can't get any of those cars. I mean,
Mm-mm.
it kind of sucks. Like, was I gonna possibly spend money on it after I paid for a speeding ticket? Maybe, you know, I really shouldn't be. But yeah, no. So it was
That
actually
stuff's
kind of a
fun,
lifesaver.
man.
What's that?
That stuff's fun, man. Rocket League's fun.
It is. It
I
is.
suck, but I was good at the fake Rocket League on Fall Guys.
Oh, yeah.
I was good at that one.
Oh man,
Oh,
Fall Guys. Yeah.
That game
So
died out quickly.
exactly, and since I guess we'll kind of go in into the news and game category. First of all, I mean, James, thank you for the advice when it
oh
comes to
yeah, for sure.
sponsorships and what you did. I mean, we got a full 36 minutes of just straight advice, and it was all very good advice. Like whether that was advice, like a lot of that advice, like I hadn't given proper thought. Um, and the rest of
Oh,
the
you,
advice I had given thought, but I didn't think deeply enough about it. I mean, it was all extremely good advice, and for everybody that's watching, um, I'll probably post. I mean, a clipped up version of just that, because that was good advice. It really was. It was really helpful,
appreciate it.
and
Yeah.
like I like to
And
think.
it's just me being myself, man. I haven't learned this crap from anybody, you know.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna diss anybody, but when people say, "Oh, I know about partnerships. I know about sponsorships. You should go after this one."
Hmm.
It's no, man. You gotta there's personal preference, and I kind of learned this all on my own. So, I mean, any advice I can give to anybody is just straight up genuine advice that I have my own thoughts and
Hmm.
how I feel.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I won't switch it up for anybody. I won't tell Swarm something different that I'm telling you. Like
Right.
Right.
straight up the same, man.
Yeah. And I think that a huge part of it is like definitely your personality and the way that you carry yourself too. I think that, I mean, that plays a huge role because you can do everything right, but like if you don't hold yourself at your own standard and be yourself, you're still gonna miss out on those opportunities. Because you could have the biggest following, and yeah, I mean, I guess if they looked specifically just for numbers, then yeah, I mean, you might end up getting a sponsorship or two. But companies, I mean, it's a lot about the personality, and of course, I mean, James, you know that because I
I
mean,
took my
I
first sponsorship and I had 300 followers, and
and
so
was that for the jerky one?
I was Allegiant.
Oh, Legion. Okay,
I had 330 followers when I first got that one, man.
so was Allegiant before jerky then? Or
Yeah,
was it
Allegiant was
Jerky
before
XP or
Jerky.
Jerky Pro?
Nah, Jerky Pro was after Allegiant.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Allegiant was my very first partnership.
I was looking into Allegiant like when I was planning on moving down to Texas still.
Well, yeah, well, if Aura was moving to Houston, like the main plan,
Mm-hmm.
I had I had Allegiant ready to sign off on some papers to sponsor the Aura House.
Oh man, dude. I I do
And
I do
I wasn't even living there, but I still had it set up like that
I
way.
definitely want to talk about that. Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
not in like a disrespectful way or like talking down the brand
No,
because
you're just being real with yourself.
right, yeah, I
You
mean
gotta
like
be real, and that's what people like when they talk about talk shows and podcasts. Just
mhm,
being real. Some people
Yeah.
don't like some people don't like Joe Rogan because of how real he is.
yeah.
I'm just like you just can't.
Hmm.
You can't.
And like the way that like I want this like set up and like the way that my personality kind of is like I am so okay with talking real about it, because like I'm just like a super like open person. Like I will be 100% real, and like I just don't want to see like specific people getting like well you know getting angry at the facts. So I do just want to preface it like anything with Aura, we're going to be honest about it, but nothing is slanderous. I mean, it's our own personal experiences, and
For
yeah.
sure.
So I see you on it says man is writing stuff down. I wrote stuff down. I'm not writing stuff down because I'm going to save this for later. But and yeah, so we are taking questions. So you go ahead and ask James anything. You can ask me or Swarms or anything. You know you
Oh
can
yeah,
go ahead.
I actually see someone in the chat asking what my preference is on Rocket League 2. Wow, thank you for asking. All right, so Rocket League, man, that's got to be the most skill-gapped game I've ever played, right? So me and Clouds here, we're in Platinum, right? Which is, I'd say, a little better than average. And like it feels like we're playing like the best of the best, you know? Like maybe we just suck. Maybe I just carry him every game. I don't really know what's happening there.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm kind of a little salty that I bought it when it's free now. But it is what it is. End of the day, fun game.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your feedback. Dude, I'm so sorry. I was just saying about that, like, as soon as you said,
Yeah.
oh, somebody in the chat. Okay, I know, that's my bad.
Yeah,
I'm
here
sorry.
too. Yeah, you know,
I'm
a little
sorry.
quiet,
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
I am
like,
here.
Like, I know. I'm sorry. That was my bad. I was really focusing on
Yeah, you're
James
good.
there, and I completely okay.
You're good.
Sorry.
I'm sure we
So
can answer this question too.
yeah.
Hey, you might want to ban that guy that says become famous.
I got it. 1 second.
Yeah,
How
I
to become
appreciate
famous? Well, basically, you know, you just got to stick to the grind. I see mostly.
You get followed bot it. Sadly, I had like 2 of them today.
Really?
Man, that's how you get followed bot it. If you just let it sit there the whole time,
Yeah.
and you're like, if you don't ban that person, that's how
Oh,
you
I
get
didn't know
followed-
that.
That's how you get followed bot it.
Okay.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know that either. Yeah, so guys, how to grow? Leave that thing in your chat. Just leave your stream up overnight. I mean, who knows? I mean, you may wake up to 30 more followers.
do sleeping streams.
Yeah,
I actually thought about that before.
I wanted to, but then I heard that
That's
you'll
weird,
get banned.
bro.
I heard
That's
that you
weird.
could get banned because you're not like doing anything. So like I've seen guys like when Valorant came out, and there was guys like streaming it for days, just because they like put their past VOD in it type deal.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You can't sleep on a stream, right? Because you're yeah you'll get banned. See you on.
Oh yeah. I mean, actually, he may be right because in some circumstances, like if people have special like special alerts like that are supposed to wake you up, it's supposed to be funny. I think that is like
Yeah.
enough for it. So Siwan says, what gives you the drive to make videos and stream, and what also drives you to go for these sponsors? So James, I'll let you answer that first, and then Swarms, I'll let you go after that one, and then I will give my own personal ideas here.
What's giving me the drive to make these videos, streams, and just like going for these sponsors? What gives me the drive, man, is I just want to be a positive influence on this community, bro. You know, I want to give back as much as I can, because being able to be in a safe haven, a safe place like this community, making all these friends that I'll have for a lifetime, and all these fun moments gaming. You know, these moments I won't get back, but it's moments that this community and like just this whole industry has given me. And so I want to give back as much as I can, man. That's why I do it. I probably give back more off stream than I do on stream. And so it's just all about giving back, and the drive is just, you know, I guess growing up in sports, man, it's always been easy to be motivated around something. But once baseball was done for me, it was really hard to find something that made me like, you know, get uh, you know, some adrenaline and stuff like that. And you never know what's gonna happen when you stream. And so it's that adrenaline you get, so it helps out. And going for these sponsors, man, I'm just shooting my shot. That's all I'm doing, man. I'm shooting my shot. I'm hoping something good will happen. And I stand behind what I do, and I stand by my content 110%. Like, I won't let somebody talk about my content because I'm just that far behind it. I'm like, you didn't put the work in, you didn't, so you don't have a say on what I do. So I'm gonna go out and do it. So that's how I feel.
For me, like what gives me the drive to do it is that I just don't want to be a failure in life, you know? Like I don't want to have to work a 9 to 5 job, hate my life, like repeat that 5 days a week. And it's kind of like I want to prove something, right? Like I've made YouTube videos since I was probably like 14 or so, like, or maybe even 13. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I was making YouTube videos, and I think it's more and less like proving people wrong. Like I love proving myself, proving what I'm worth. Um, and like, because I used to get hate on, like in school, I always got like clowned on for, making YouTube videos, and so it's more and less, just like a drive for success, and it motivates me to like be somebody, and like what I do for work, and that's pretty much what like drives me.
Um, I would say for me, I mean, the fact that you brought up like not being a disappointment, I guess that's kind of the same for me too. Um, Personally, uh, like, and I know it's different for everybody, but like my parents have always been really supportive of like content creation, like specifically. Like back when I was younger, games was always like my driving force. Um, so because of that, like my parents, like they weren't very familiar with gaming. So when I was younger, they'd be like, "Oh well, hey, you want to get 1 hour, or you want to get 30 minutes. Like we're
Mhm.
tired of this. Like you're gonna be lazy because of this." And as I'm growing up and I'm teaching them more about content creation and everything, um, that's when my parents are like every time that I bring something up, because I'm very very open with them, and just like I'm gonna be open on the podcast and my streams and Twitter and everything, I tell them about everything. And because of that, I think that's kind of what drives me. Because when I tell them everything and I tell them all this good stuff that's going to happen, it also holds me accountable, you know? So I went from like my parents thinking I was going to be really lazy when I was younger, like in like first or second grade, because I was also their first child. Like they've never dealt with that before, to teaching them that gaming is something that is really helpful and really fun, to, I mean, hopefully making something out of it too, because the 9 to 5 is also a very good point. Do people enjoy 9 to 5 jobs? I
Oh no.
think, I think some do. I mean,
Yeah, it's
it's
yeah.
like it's definitely like you need to find like your dream like job category and everything, but for the most part, people don't find that and then they're stuck, and that's what I'm scared of. Like we have so much time right now as younger adults, we have so much time on our hands.
Exactly.
We might as well use it to the best of our ability. So what motivates me is the fear of wasting time,
Exactly.
and then the fear of getting older and being like, wow, I really wish that I could have used my time better, because then I could be here. And chat, I mean, we all still, or actually no, I mean, I don't want to speak for you guys. I mean, you guys can give your input on this, but me personally, am I motivated and driven? Yes, but am I every single day? It is
Oh
definitely
no.
hard to wake up and stream or make a video every single day. I
Oh
get
yeah.
it, especially when you're smaller and you don't see the results right away. I totally understand. So, like, when it comes to doing this stuff, you need to have drive and you need to be motivated. And I think that the best part to do that is I was watching a video from he recently bought the rocker. He's a huge millionaire guy. He's on Twitter. What's his name?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
It is on the tip of my tongue too. James, do you know him?
The
Um,
motivational guy.
I
uh,
don't think so.
Oh, dude.
oh shoot,
Um.
what's his name? He works at the rocker. Holy moly, how can I
uh,
not?
Gary V.
Gary V. Gary V said, yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you, Tanner. And Joseph and Jabo, guys, welcome to the stream. I appreciate it. And Aries, thank you, man. Thank you.
Hey.
Um. Yes, Gary V. I'm just gonna mention something quick for him too, because the people that lack motivation, this gave me motivation. Was the fact is that he was in a room full of YouTubers, and he's like, okay, so what do you guys want to do for a living? And they're like, well, of course I want to make YouTube videos. He's like, okay, well, how many videos have you guys made? And a lot of them couldn't name one, because they're like, I don't know what to do, or I don't know if it's good enough. The fact is, you are never going to be a YouTuber or a streamer or a graphic designer or anything unless you put out content. And I mean, of course, I mean, that's like, well, duh. But if you think about it more deeply, it's like, even if it's not perfect, you just need to get better every single video and then find your niche. Like, you just gotta do it because you're more findable with videos and no videos. I mean, and it's simple as that. So that's what gives me motivation. Is essentially all of that wrapped up into one big thing. That's what I think of when I need motivation, or when people ask me where I get it, or if I think that I'm lacking it for the day. I always think back to that. So that's personally what I think. So if you guys have any
Yeah.
extra additions to any of
What
that.
I what I think. Oh no, you can go ahead, bro.
I was just going to expand on what Clouds kind of said because I find I'm kind of like a perfectionist, right? So for YouTube, it's tough, right? Because I have such high expectations for myself, and then that's when Clouds was telling me, like, just put it out. Your first video is not going to be. It's definitely not going to be your best. It's like a learning curve. You learn as you go on, right? And um, I think that's kind of the problem I had was that I set the bar really high, and you just you got to send it is kind of what it gets down to, right?
Mhm.
I had the words to go further. My mind's blank now.
Well, one thing that I think, when you talk about motivation and stuff like that, for me, it's just I've started to learn that I can only control what I can control. Um, I don't do graphic design, man. I'm my hardly edit. I'm trying to teach myself how to learn, but um, you know, some things that I can't push out in that way,
Mhm.
so it drives me to go harder in my content. I can push out a fire TikTok in the midst or in absence of me not being able to make a dope edited montage or a crazy graphic design and stuff like that, man. So I'd look at it two ways.
Yeah.
I
And
can either like sit down and just be like, damn, you start feeling bad. But at the same time, it's like being out with his facial paralysis too, I mean, not being able to stream. It was like I seen people that have just complained and nagged and talked mess about their stuff and this. I was like, well, at least you're able to do it, you know? At least you're able to look at a screen and have both of your eyes blink, your eye not dry out, and you're able to play a game and you're able
Mhm.
to, whether you have one person there or 5 or 10,
mhm.
you're able to at least affect their lives in a positive way. I couldn't do that. And so it's like, at least when I was thinking about those people, it was just like, well, at least be grateful that you're able to do it because I can't. And I do anything just to be able to sit down, not even play Call of Duty, bro, just chat with whoever's in my chat.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so that's where I wake up in the morning. Now I have a different perspective, but it's just like now I just wake up and I'm just like, man, you know, I can't push out a graphic today, but I can make some really good content and put it out in, replace of what would be a nice graphic I could throw up.
Mhm.
That's what kind of drives me, man.
I like that way of thinking. That that's a very interesting approach, and I think that approach can be very helpful. I mean, I think for anybody. So I like that. Siwon says, so do you like? So do you do what you don't like at the start in the start to find what you like? Um, I would kind of narrow it down a little bit. I wouldn't, because I mean, if you like gaming, don't go out and make like racing videos. Like actual like car videos, unless you really like cars. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to start with what you like, and then go into different niches like
Yeah.
that. Because I mean, when it comes to gaming and design and everything, there's so many different niches that I mean you may not even know is a real thing. Like, I enjoy gaming. I like graphic design, but now look what we're doing. We're doing a live cast. I never thought I'd be doing this. I just thought of this like 2 weeks ago, and now we're doing it. And my normal viewers are still here because we're talking about gaming content. We're talking about content creation. They're interested in that, but there's no gameplay. So there's different niches, and so start out with what you like, and then go from there. Either make that content better or change it in a way that people are going to enjoy more. And C1 says, do you guys ever feel the need to bounce video ideas or stream ideas off people that you know?
Um, okay, I like that question because a lot of people don't like to admit it when you stream off of ideas of others, but that's what networking's for a little bit. You look and see somebody doing something and it's successful, you're gonna want to do the same thing. And it's not because you're jockeying what they're doing or you're copying what they're doing. It's because you're like, you know what? I do find this to be successful. I feel like I'm a good fit. Let me try to do it too. And so I feel like a lot more content creators do piggyback off of some others, and that's not bad. I mean, if I do something on my stream and someone walks in or goes into my stream and they see something I'm doing that they feel like will benefit them,
Hmm.
more power to you. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help. And so, bouncing video ideas around and stuff is definitely something that's awesome. That's why networking is important. You never know who you're going to talk to that's going to help you out with content. You'll see from their perspective through their eyes and how they process things in their mind. You'll see it from their perspective and your perspective. So you're like, you know what? Um, maybe I can do this too. So I feel like that's a good thing, honestly.
And I think that I can speak for both me and Swarms here. That's like what we do half the time. Like if we're not being just really stupid and just saying a bunch of nonsense to each other for 3 hours in Rocket League, we're bouncing ideas off each other. We're bouncing designs off of each other. We're bouncing YouTube ideas, titles, thumbnails, tags.
Yeah, we
Like
want to see each other succeed, right? So,
That's
but,
the main thing, man. Just
but
like this
wanting
stream,
to succeed.
you
like
got to
this
be.
idea of the stream. I don't know how many people I bounces off of. I think I bounces off of the whole Aura chat at the time, the Discord, specific people within Aura to go more in depth, Swarms, my parents, my girlfriend. Like I just brought up to everybody. And I'm like, do you think that's a good idea? Like, do you think that this is something that we could do and make it entertaining? And so far, I mean, just from the turnout today, I mean, yeah, we've been getting great advice. We've been getting a lot of chatters, a lot of followers, a subscription. I mean, and like that, the followers and subscription isn't the important part. It's like helping you guys out and talking is the most fun part from it, and I'm having a blast. So this is definitely, I mean, this is definitely a success so far, and I'm excited to continue doing it. It looks like I see one here. Is about to say another question, but I think I accidentally cut one of you guys off.
Um, no, I was just gonna say like you got to be a bit like weary about who you like connect yourself with because there's gonna be a lot of people who, cheer for you when you're doing good, but then they'll like be like happy when you're like down. Like you almost gotta like kind of like I don't know how to word it really, but you just got to keep an eye out because there's always going to be the people that want to see you fail, but like they'll be there, when you're like doing great things. Like I don't know.
What I say with that too is just, you know, just keep treating them how you would keep treating them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
Treat
you
how you want
gotta
to be treated.
treat them how you want to be treated. If someone comes in and they're like, "Oh yeah, awesome, James, you just got this, you just did that, or you just did this. That's all freaking awesome." But then once I'm down in the count, they're just like on the next train of whoever's doing something great,
Exactly.
and I like that's all right. That's cool. Whatever. Like that's cool. I see how you are. I might be a little more defensive around you, but at the same time, it's like if you come into my chat, I'm just like, "Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?" Because I mean, like you can't ever change who somebody is, but that's what they say. Just kill them with kindness, man.
I have something to add to that actually. And Siwan, we will answer your question because I do like that question. If you can continue to go more specifically into it, like into like smaller segments that we can answer if you can think of any. I continue doing that. If not, I can definitely decipher what questions specifically you want to be answered out of that. That's
I could
completely
answer that
fine.
too at the start.
And so when it comes to Twitter, we see a lot of people giving out like congratulations, like good job and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think that everybody like prays on the person's downfall when it happens. But I feel like they still don't do anything. Like it's not like they wanted it to happen, but there's still like not the same support. So when it comes to giving people support, like let's say you aren't able to be with them during a turn for events, but like you're not trying to be fake, like you just can't keep up with everybody. Do you still give the same amount of support, or do you be honest with yourself and be like, I know I'm just saying congratulations, even though I don't really care. Like, do you just not say congratulations, or do you think the person still wants to see that? You know what I'm trying to say? Because I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of fake support.
There's definitely a lot of fake support in the community,
Right.
but I just I just think like basically what I just said, man. That's what I do, man. I just kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
Whether they want to see me say congratulations or not, I'm still gonna say it.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, even getting like fake support, like even getting a congratulations from somebody I don't even know, like they're still taking their time out of their day to congratulate me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like whether they're praying on my downfall or not, like me losing doesn't have anything to do with them. Like if they want to see me do bad, then fine. You know, if it makes them feel better, fine. But if they still take the time out of their day to congratulate me, I still see that as a helpful thing, personally. But so C1 says that he likes to play Fortnite, and he does not know how to edit Call of Duty or make thumbnails for Call of Duty, but he enjoys the game and he would like to do that instead. So he doesn't know where to start off.
Well, no,
So
his question was basically like he wants to play this game and make videos off it, but he doesn't know how to do it. I guess I could
That's a
start off.
question for y'all. That's a question for y'all.
For me, like I kind of like I do NHL, right? So I'd say look up what type of videos everyone else is doing on that certain game and kind of put your own twist on it. You know, make it like a unique video, like rather than because you see a lot of like I'm just gonna use for example, you see a lot of Among Us videos where everyone's like highest IQ plays ever, and it's just like you got to make it unique. That's kind of how I get it. Like I'm not the best when it comes to thinking of video ideas, but you just got to take other people's ideas and expand it further, or kind of not like mimicking it. I guess like I just take it for like a reference, you know. Um, I don't know. I'm not the best with videos, but that's kind of what I do.
I mean, like referencing people and things that you want to accomplish. Like if you're really prideful, like it's really hard. Like, 'cause I know that I let like as a designer, I let my pride get to me. Sometimes like I don't allow myself to watch tutorials sometimes, you know, because I'm like, oh well, I should already know that, and so I shouldn't do that.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, you can't let yourself do that because we're not perfect, and
No.
a lot of things that you see, even though you think that it was originally their idea, I mean, I would put money on it. At least 75% of the time, it probably wasn't their idea. So, I mean, exactly what Storm says. I mean, like, go to other YouTube videos that are somewhat the same, you know? And of course, I mean, it does sound kind of cliche to be like, oh, put your own spin on it. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way that I think that we can explain it. Like, for example, I did a G Fuel video, and like I did a G Fuel taste test video. And when you're doing taste tests, like a lot of the people that you see doing reviews like that, like they're very, very serious. They're like, okay, it has this much grams of sodium. It tastes like this. It reminds me of this. You know, it's a little chalky or it's like extremely smooth. You know, or it has this much vitamins. It made me feel this. You know, 3 hours later, it made me feel this. Mine, I completely goofed off the whole entire time. I drank the G Fuel for like 45 seconds and I left that uncut. I just straight up just drank it for almost a minute on camera, left it uncut because I thought it was funny and I thought it was different because nobody, of course, you want to cut that part out. You know, you want to sip it for a second and be like, okay, guys, I can definitely taste the vitamin A and the vitamin D in this. You know, it's just too much. It's like, no, I want people to watch me drink the whole entire thing. And then I did a montage of me taking like sips of it. So I had like 8 or 9 sips in a row of just me drinking it. And then going like, mm-hmm. And then it would zoom back in my mouth. I'm like, okay. Or just do another one. And I just kept on doing that. You know? Find out what your humor is, find out what you're good at. Go and model it after other people's videos and kind of see what they do. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help either. If you can't edit it or you can't do a thumbnail, my best advice, because I feel like learning skills, especially when you're younger, is extremely helpful so that you can do it in the future. Like that's why I took so much to graphic design. I taught myself it 8 years ago and I continue to teach myself now, and it's very, very helpful. So I would try to get somebody to teach you instead of do it for you all the time, you know? Because having people like do stuff for you is extremely helpful. It helps both that person either like financially or like through exposure, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I would suggest, so let's say you get 10 videos edited for you, I would suggest getting one video edit taught to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, what's your guys' opinions on that? Because I think when people like buy designs from me, like James, like you just asked for one today, like that is so extremely helpful for me. You know, I appreciate when people reach out to me, but it's also important to know like how to do it yourself. So like I guess graphic design is kind of different. If you're doing content creation, like you don't need to know graphic design, but I guess to narrow it down, whatever you're in the realm of doing, you should try to learn the different aspects of that, like while you're doing it. You know, you don't need to do it every time because Vert, like he does content creation, and I don't think that he knows how to do montages. So he paid the best, like literally the best, well-known Rocket League montage maker to make one for him, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, and that's perfectly fine. But maybe Vert will want to learn how to make a montage one day so that he can do it himself and then do it for other people too. You know,
Mhm.
there's many different avenues that you could take, and I definitely suggest trying to learn if it is in your realm, you know. But if you pay somebody to do it too, I mean, it's helpful for them too. It is so helpful, and it can make you look really good too, you know. So either way you do it, extremely helpful for both parties. So if you don't have time to learn, that's completely fine. But maybe at least give it some thought, you know. So C1 says like 9 out of 10 videos were edited and you learned how to edit the 10th one. Yeah, kind of. If you want to go that way, like I said, it's just a suggestion based on personally how I would do it. But yeah, I mean it's completely up to you. If you guys could continue to answer the chat and talk about a topic kind of relating to this for the next like 2 minutes, I'll be right back. So you guys have complete free reign over topic or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's get it.
Well, for me, Sion, I hope I'm saying your name right. Sion,
I think
Q1,
it's Q1.
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 I don't know. Okay, yeah, probably
Yeah.
Q1. I, me personally, I Q1. Okay, sorry. I'd say learn how to edit yourself. Like, there's a bunch of free editing software programs out there if you have like a computer or, um, that's I guess assuming you have like an Elgato to like record off of. But I'd say learn it all yourself. Like I'm personally not like a big fan of like going out there and like asking someone to edit my video. Like I'd rather it be not as good, but I'm learning while editing, Like I'm getting something out of it. I'm learning along the way, then I don't have to rely on like other people. And I think it just comes down to like comfortability, like how like comfortable you feeling like you feel editing your own stuff, I'd say. um Obviously like it's not going to be perfect the first time, but that's what it comes with. You gotta learn that type of stuff, and that's pretty much all I could really say about it because I'm still learning too, so it's
And I don't even know how to edit. I do all that stuff. I mean, I downloaded some of those like free softwares, but I've never really been
for sure.
able
you,
to learn.
you don't do
So,
YouTube, do you?
what's up?
You don't do YouTube, do you?
I got like a video or two, but right
Oh,
now
okay.
I'm Jackie.
Yep.
She's my I have her on commission.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
she makes my she makes my vlogs and
Right,
all
right.
this stuff when I do shoot my GoPro. So I have her on commission. I pay her.
Do you think you'd ever like want to learn that type of thing so you don't have to,
Oh,
like,
for sure, one day for sure, but
yeah, for
like
sure.
now, I don't think I could, honestly, man.
Yeah, it's not for everyone for sure.
Yeah, that crap's
Um,
hard, man.
oh yeah, it's you like I watch music videos these days, and just to like get some of the effects that some of them do, they make it look so simple and just it. I don't know. It's just it's mind blowing how easy you can make editing, but how much work really goes on like behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot
All
of
right.
promising stuff.
It looks
Um,
like Clouds is back. So Clouds, do you edit at all?
do I edit
Yeah,
videos?
videos, yes.
Very very rarely because I mean honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. Um, the first video that I like really try to edit like video transitions like A roll, B roll footage. I edited the audio, and Tanner brought up a good point here in the chat.
Cool.
Now I know Tanner in real life. Tanner is an extremely good friend of mine, and I've known him for years. I mean, ever since fourth grade, and we made a music video actually, and that
Okay.
was probably like the first time I really edited a video, and that was years ago.
You
Am I
still have
good
it
at it?
laying around?
Do I still have the video laying around?
Yes.
Uh, yes, I do, and actually, I'm going to try to look for it here
That
because,
would be very PogChamp.
yeah, I mean, yeah, then that would be kind of cool actually. So here,
Yes.
let me try to find it here.
Okay, wait. So is Tanner like the one in the video?
Tanner is in the video with me. Yes.
Okay, you're in it too. And
Yes. Yep.
is it you guys like singing or rapping, or is it like you're in the background?
We are like singing and rapping. Oh man, maybe I don't have the actual video file. That would really suck.
And you're telling me I've never heard of this before.
Well, it was back in 2017, so it was 3 years ago.
Pretty much
Um,
when I knew you.
and shoot, I don't think that I actually have the video.
It's
Hawk,
not on like
welcome to
YouTube
the stream,
Ram.
man. Uh, I can check YouTube, but I'm pretty sure it got the sound taken off because it was a Kendrick Lamar song at the time. Well,
Oh,
I mean, not at the time. It was like,
Kendrick Lamar.
yeah, yeah. It was it was definitely Tanner's video for that song. Um, yeah. Here, I will try to find it here. But so did you guys already go over
pretty
like
much. I mean, we're probably not like the best people you could really ask for those questions because we don't really do YouTube daily nor edit a lot, so it's probably not the best. But yeah, we tried answering to our fullest like extent.
okay. Okay, so let's see here. James, out
Yo,
of well, actually, well, here let's talk about Cold War because I know for a fact that you have played Cold War and that you definitely have your own opinions on Cold War. So, based on the beta, what did you think of Cold War?
Um,
it was it
yeah,
was fun. It was fun. Snipers were broken, and they need to keep slide cancel. And um, I want news on Warzone.
so
Oh,
just
I found it. I'm sorry,
okay.
I didn't mean to cut
No,
you off, but I
you're
found it.
good. Just save it for a bit, and
I will. I
after
will.
this, or even after Cold War. So, my opinion, like I'm a huge Call of Duty guy. I tried going competitive in World War II and BO4, a bit in MW. That kind of got shot down. But like I like how it feels. I only really liked one out of the four maps that were like in the regular playlist, which was Moscow.
Cartel, sick.
Yeah, Cartel was.
I did not like the bushes in the middle.
I did not. No, they need a weed whacker or something there. Um, but no, like the pros of it, it feels good. Um, it it's like nice to look at. It's not like World War II where it was just bland colors. Um, I can't really think of the pros, but the cons would be like the skill based matchmaking in that game is
Oh,
absolutely brutal. All
yeah.
right, I'm there to play public matches. I'm not there to face a bunch of phase guys and try my butt off. All
Mm-hmm.
right. I take that to the ranked playlist when the full game's out. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the point of it being in a public system.
For sure.
I think, yeah, I mean that was definitely brutal. Black Ops 2 was my favorite Call of Duty, and it did not have skill-based matchmaking in public matches. And I like that you can talk in lobbies now. I like that a lot. But the fact that you can't talk crap after a game in the same lobby, that
I
sucks. You know?
I'm glad they did that. Like the lobbies like break up after.
Oh, I don't like that because that like skill based matchmaking is what caused that. Like, if we could keep everybody in the same lobby and then people like leave and join, like when they want to, I like that. Because you could be talking to crap to somebody for like 6 hours and they'll just stay in your lobby because they just want to be on your team or be better than you or whatever, and it's fun. It adds its own competitiveness in a way that skill based matchmaking just can't bring. Yeah, they might be around the same skill, but I know that I was not like phase level, but it felt like everybody that I was going against was like Jev,
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like, it's not even like really like skill based matchmaking. It's like, oh yeah, you want to get into a public match and just get absolutely destroyed for 15 minutes? Like, that's just not for me.
Yeah. Well, for once, they're punishing the good players by putting them with better players, rather than putting everyone in a lobby, and they're catering towards the guys who don't play Call of Duty, trying to get them into the game, and then obviously with skill based matchmaking, they'd be placed in like a lower like tier or rank or however it's like graded. But I don't know, the skill based matchmaking kind of ruined it for me. I actually didn't play one of the weekends just because I knew everyone was talking about it on Twitter and stuff. So um, overall, like I I haven't bought it yet. I know you pre-ordered it, Clouds.
Ah, yeah.
Um, I'm kind of banking on zombies being good because
Zombies needs to be good.
like the
I hope
multiplayer
it's
is
good, man.
average. Like if it's anything like BO4 zombies and the BO3 regular zombies,
Oh,
excluding Chronicles,
Black
then
Ops
we're
2
gonna be we're gonna
Transit. I'm
yes.
happy.
Like BO2 and BO1 zombies and World at War zombies, the reason what made those zombies good was not specifically the storyline or oh yeah, go get these parts, go do this, go do that. It was the fact that it was bloody, it was grimy, it was gross, it was real. You know? Like that's what made those good because of the fact that they they were just like that. Like I lost interest in in the zombie games that it was like, okay, now you're in space fighting interdimensional zombie lizards that shoot acid at you. That's like, that's a little bit far fetched for me for zombies. But the Nazi zombies, those were good. I liked those days. If we can bring that back, and if we can bring back the core gameplay, I think that zombies is going to be the saving grace of this game.
It's kind of like off topic, but or not off topic, but I remember when I was like 12 or however old I was when BO2 was out. But I remember I was so scared to play zombies alone. Like it'd be nighttime and I'd be like, oh man, do I really want to hop on town right now? Like I'm spooked out of my mind, and it's no, I was kind of afraid, but now obviously as I've grown up, I've not as scared. I guess I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's kind of I don't know, but no, I just wanted to say that like I got scared playing
Yeah,
zombies alone.
and yeah, and that makes sense because like they're like even if of course since we're older, like we don't get scared now, but the fear factor is just gone because you aren't gonna be too scared to play zombies when you're playing in that like that Roman Coliseum map on I think BO4,
Yeah,
because I mean there's nothing dark about it. There's nothing like scary. Like you're just there to like kill. I mean essentially bots that don't have guns. But on World of War, you're like, okay, I'm protecting this house. I'm building these boards and hitting the mystery box. There's barely any light. I can't really see. Like, I don't know. I just thought that was so much better. And the fear factor was very important. In Black Ops 2, like Mob of the Dead I kind of had that fear factor.
yeah,
I don't think that Buried carried the same fear factor, but the core gameplay of that was just so good. They could get by with not having that fear factor on some maps, but they still had it for the other maps. So, I mean, BO2 was just the perfect zombies.
for sure.
Yeah, BL2 is my favorite.
Mia,
Like,
thank you for the
Call of Duty
sub.
game of all time.
Thank you.
So
Welcome to
you're,
the stream.
are you saying like Call of Duty should almost bring back like that dark, like spooky, like type of vibe from it?
Exactly. Exactly. And from the trailers, like Tanner's saying here in the chat, from the trailers, it does look like they are going to bring that back in
Mhm.
some fashion. You know, like I mean, it was like flashlights. There was zero lighting. The only light from your guns. You know, and that's
Yeah.
very cool. Like I like that. I like that. So I mean, of course, eventually once you turn the light back on, the fear factor is kind of gone. But it's definitely there for the beginning. You still have an objective, which isn't. I don't think it's gonna be too hard to achieve. And because I mean, oh man, what map was really bright? I mean, Moon was kind of bright, but that still had a fear factor too. You know. So, well, I mean, I guess some parts of Moon. What I'm trying to say is, I think that at least for the first map, they're definitely bringing it back. The zombies look scary. They just look like something that you don't want to be entangled with.
Hmm.
Because from the trailer, it's like they were like ripping you apart, and of course that's not how it's actually gonna look in game. Like we give that there's hardware limitations and that like there isn't custom animations for getting your arm ripped off. Like we know that, you know.
Hmm.
But just by the vibe that they were trying so hard to give off in the trailer, I hope that that is how it feels for the rest. You know. I mean, James, what do you think of the zombies? Mia,
I was
thank you
hyped
so much.
for it, man. I've seen the
It means a
trailers.
lot to me,
Really,
and
really
thank you so
dope.
much for the sub. I appreciate
And
it so very
I
much.
really hope it's good
I'm
because
really glad that you guys
that's
like this
definitely gonna bring out some content for sure.
because I know Nick for sure. He is gonna be pumping out that content for Cold War, and I know that Rick is. I know that everybody that is from the Orr family for sure. Cold War is the only thing that I've been hearing, and that's good. Like I'm excited because I mean, with them, like until Aura fell apart, I really didn't connect with a whole lot of people in the team, like on like a friendship level, you know.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
it's kind of funny. Like now that Aura fell apart, I feel so much closer to everybody. And with this new game coming out and everybody wanting to play it, I mean, it's gonna be huge for content. It's gonna be huge for the fam, you know, and like it's just gonna be fun, and that's the main part. It's just gonna be a lot of fun. So I think zombies is gonna be good. Um, and yeah, I think it's gonna be extremely enjoyable. I mean, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited for it.
Yes.
So, what
Yes.
is the worst map in Cold War?
Uh, I actually had this debate with a friend. I
I didn't play it too much to have like really a debate on it. Honestly, I only played it for like I only played it a couple times because I had this whole phase dilemma, so I didn't really play it too much to even get an opinion on maps like that.
Mhm. I'd I- it's between Cartel and Miami for me. I think they're both equally as garbage, and I'd probably try to skip those maps as much as possible, unless my friends kind of force me into it. But I'd say Cartel. Like, what is the point of having a bunch of bushes in the
I
way?
just
And
fixed all
it's
the
just
new
such
alert
a
sounds
weird
too.
layout
So
of a map. I
what
find,
cartel?
yeah,
I mean, it definitely has the 3 lane like we see in Raid that we see in Nuketown. You know, it has those 3 lanes. But I was talking to somebody, I forgot who I was talking to, but I think it was Rickman. They said that because of the bushes in the middle, that whole side of the map, they just didn't want to go in the
yeah,
middle. And I don't blame them because it sucks. Like it sucks. Getting to the middle of the map sucks. So therefore, it's no longer a 3 lane map. It is nades over the wall in the middle, and then really extremely close quarters like SMG run side. So if you aren't running SMG on Cartel, you're not leaving with a good KD most likely. Because I mean the mid's unplayable, in my opinion.
I find it's like the same with Miami too. Like that, if you don't have a sniper rifle,
Miami was
or
hella fun.
you
Rui,
like
you
that,
like Miami?
Yeah, it was
I
hella fun.
I was just gonna say I like how it looks. It was nice to look at, but it was absolutely dreadful to play, and I would skip that map every time.
How's the music? Is the music too
Yeah,
loud or too
you don't have a
quiet?
sniper.
Because
You're
at
not
first I
really
didn't
going
have
anywhere
any,
with it unless you like camp the middle building or
but
camp.
looking at the audio, I think it's
camp in
good.
general. It's just
Let me know, guys, because this is the
not my
debut
style.
um
But I don't know.
live stream
I don't know if
for
you remember the map Moscow or not. It had like that like statue
the
thing in the
podcast.
middle.
So
Yeah, that was my
any
favorite.
suggestions that you guys got, I'm keeping them in
Don't-
mind.
don't-
So I'd
don't
appreciate
say
it.
once.
So Miami. Okay, so actually, okay, so James, you like Miami. That is a very, very brave opinion to have. Can I ask you what class that you ran on that map? Because I think that would make a big difference.
No, I just ran MP5.
You just ran MP5. Okay.
MP5, and I was just running around slide canceling.
Okay. Because on that map, I mainly use snipers, and it was enjoyable for snipers, but it was just, you guys know the boat on the left side of the map?
Yeah.
Like, some guy laid there prone. Like, he went up the ladder, laid there prone with a sniper, and he almost got like a 15 kill streak. Like, sniping is decent on that map, but it could be so overpowered because there's so many cheap spots in that map, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to think. I don't know what to give that map. I find it very hit and miss. I find it like depends on the game mode and depends on the class. If you're playing team deathmatch on that map, there was nothing stopping me from skipping that map. I would choose any map in Call of Duty history over that map if it's on team deathmatch.
For sure.
But if it's on Dom, like, you know, Dom or Hardpoint, it's more enjoyable. Like, you can definitely do it. It's not a terrible map when there's an objective to have. But on Team Deathmatch, there's zero coming back from that map design. Because it's not even 3 lanes. It is, well, I mean, I guess it's 3 lanes, but then there's 3 separate buildings too that are all adjacent to each other. It's like a triangle lane and then triangle buildings, you know, almost creating like a pentagon type shape in terms of like viewability, you know, like shot lines. If you looked from each of the sniper spots, it would create like a triangle, and then another triangle about 45 degrees, and then the place in the middle. So it's almost shaped like a pentagon. But I don't see Call of Duty doing very well in that shape. So I know that CU1 left, but Swarms, I know that you were interested in seeing the video that we created. Is that something that we want to view now? We were talking about editing videos, and chat, I brought up the fact that I edited a video about 3 or 4 years ago with my classmates. And actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna keep an eye out on Twitter for that one. I think because I gotta review it.
Yeah.
I just gotta make sure it's okay because I honestly don't remember. But so yeah, so we talked about Cold War. Is there anything else that you guys might have specifically that you guys want to mention about Cold War at all?
For me, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm good. It was nothing special.
All right. So James, I'll start you off in this one here. What are your thoughts about streaming on YouTube? Do you have any experience streaming on YouTube over Twitch?
I tried to stream on YouTube a couple weeks ago, and it was just different, honestly, man. I know some people probably get too scared because they're like, well, I built up so much on Twitch, I don't want to start all over. Sometimes maybe what you need is to start all over. I liked it, personally. I did. I mean, I still did my thing. I still streamed. I still did what I did. I still had my overlays, and everything was okay, but it was very different, to say the least. And, you know, starting off and not having, you know, a lot of followers and stuff like that and subs on there, you know, being used to making money on Twitch and then going to not make money on YouTube, it's tough. But I'm gonna personally just use YouTube for vlogs and videos. Streaming will just be on Twitch, but yeah, that's how I view the two.
So you think that going over to YouTube was a bit daunting,
Oh,
but
it was scary,
did you
but
like the
I liked
experience
it
overall though?
though. I
Okay.
liked it. I liked it a lot. YouTube's great. YouTube's a great platform. If they can mess with their live streaming and tweak it more and solely focus on a live streaming part and just like have a team straight for just making it better than Twitch, YouTube would definitely be the most popular platform out there.
Because I had been giving thought to maybe having the podcast like streamed on YouTube sometimes. The clips of the podcast or the live cast, I guess I've been calling it, will be on there. For different topics, just so you guys can click through and find what you guys want to listen to, what you guys don't want to listen to. I get it. But I've also been thinking about streaming on there. I mean, I don't know, because Twitch is definitely hard to grow on. A lot of people grow very fast in some circumstances, like whether they get lucky with a raid or they don't get lucky. They probably deserve the raid. You know what I'm saying? But
Sure.
like one person streaming Call of Duty could get 200 viewers from a raid, and then another person streaming Call of Duty with possibly better quality, but the other person didn't know of them and they couldn't get rated.
Exactly.
Like that's kind of luck in that. But YouTube definitely has more like findability. Like you're able to be found easier. And I think everybody knows that. So I think that's very important. When switching over is that yes, it is daunting a little bit, but compared to how fast you grew on Twitch, like if you looked at your Twitch analytics from the time that you started up until now, unless you hit like a really, really big spike because you changed something or like you really started going hard at Twitch, I can about guarantee you that the speed that you grow will be faster on YouTube. Like even if you do the same exact thing. Like I don't know what you guys think on that, but
I can see how that comes out. I can definitely.
Yeah. For the whole debate, I'd say I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. YouTube for videos, Twitch for streaming. Now, I'm just gonna say like, I almost guarantee you, absolutely, I guarantee you, none of you guys go on YouTube looking for a stream, right?
I personally don't.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Noah J. That's it.
Yeah, I just find that you might be a bit easier to find, but there's also a way less or like a way smaller, like market for streaming on YouTube, which can benefit you if you do the algorithm, correctly. But it's just I just personally find Twitch is and going to be the superior streaming site for a long time,
Yeah.
even with all the controversy and things that go on involving the business and Twitch. It's just I just don't see YouTube catching up unless they do like something drastic to help out the live streamers.
And yeah, I mean that's a good point. I mean, just a simple question of asking us if we watch like live streams. Like, I know that James said that he watches the Noah J live streams, and I think that there is people that can get away with live streaming on YouTube, and people will go to YouTube specifically for theirs. But I mean that's a very good point because like the community that we have now, like everybody is on Twitch, especially like all of our close friends or our close supporters, and the way that we interact with them is the fact that they are most likely already on Twitch.
Yeah.
But then they see, since they follow you, that you're live on the left side. I'm almost positive that they don't check your Twitter every single day to see when you're live.
No.
And so if you go live on YouTube one day, the only thing that they're gonna see is that you're not live on Twitch. And unless they are like a hardcore supporter or they happen to see it on their timeline, they probably won't see that you're live on YouTube, So that's a good point. But what Swarm said, definitely put videos on YouTube. If you are streaming on Twitch, I can guarantee you will not grow solely on Twitch. That does not happen. It is very, very rare. There are people that have done it. But right now in 2020, if you want to grow, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, you need to go to other platforms.
Utilize everything you got.
Because there was something that put it into perspective for me. It was like, okay, so why don't people grow very fast on Twitch? And you could blame it on the algorithm, you could blame it on that kind of stuff. But if you are only findable while you're live and you only go live for 2 hours a week, that is only a 2 hour period that people can find you. Of course. And so they need to find out who you are, or like look up a title that is somewhat close to yours or a topic within those 2 hours, and then they might follow you, you know, or they might click on it, or they might click on somebody else's. If you have it on YouTube, it's up there 24/7. 24/7. People can watch it whenever. People can share the link whenever, and they can find you. Over 3 months it may take to find that video, but they still found it. Nobody's gonna find your 2-hour stream of that 1 week 3 months later, even if it was the best stream of your life. Unless you post that stream or clip it on YouTube, people are not gonna find it. So YouTube is so very helpful, and even I don't do it right. I still need to motivate myself to clip, like to take time and clip this kind of stuff, you know. But
For
yeah,
sure.
definitely huge. All right, so we are coming up to about the last 20 minutes of the stream here. I definitely want to leave at least 10 minutes to James here at the end to give out any socials, do any promotions, do any of that stuff, and tell us more about himself or any last regards within the 10 minutes before the last 10 minutes allocated to James, and you could use that up to the full amount, or 2-3 minutes, you know, whatever you want to do. I just want to allocate that time to you specifically.
For sure, man.
I'd say
but
5 is good, but just that's anyways.
For the next 10 minutes here, let's get into a little bit about Aura, because I had some people in the chat that we were talking to about it, and I'm sure that people from both your community that's here, Swarm's community, and my community that have all come to listen to the topics talked about tonight. I mean, we were all in the Aura community at some point, whether that was as a member or as a grinder, you know. We all know people in the community, and we all know each other and what kind of transpired. So somebody asked what happened. What happened was there was not a good amount of communication. There wasn't enough help for individuals from upper management. Because I know personally, I would, like, this is from my own experience. Personally, I would ask for help from certain people, and I would be told, like, you're just a designer, you know, or I told you not to contact me there. Even though sometimes they did tell me to contact them there, you know. So there was definitely a problem with communication. There was a problem with almost false advertisement in a way. Like, the Twitter always seemed very upbeat. Like, we were gonna have this house is for September 1st, you know, and stuff came up, but that was never changed. Now, you guys don't know this, that picture of the house that was on the Twitter, never even the house that was gonna be moved into. So I feel like there was a false sense of hope that was given out. There was promises that were made to the members and the community that were never gone through. There wasn't enough support throughout the team. Bringing up problems would get you in trouble more often than not, instead of actually being fixed. It was very cliquey. I mean, James, what was some other stuff that that you saw wrong?
I mean, other than false hope and stuff like that, man, it was just, you know, it's false promises, man.
Yeah, that was
a lot of them, a lot of false promises, and can't do that, man. Like, you gotta stick to your guns. You know, you got people there for a reason, not because of what you promised them. It's because they believe in the vision. So run with it.
Yeah, and that was huge for me. Like, the main two things that really got on my nerves were the fact that there was a lot of hypocrisy. That was huge. That team specifically was very, very hypocritical among some members. Like, rules would be bent, you know, like, and like that was like the most prominent that I've seen it within a team, and that was really hard to see. And yeah, I mean, exactly what James said here again. Yeah, like, the false promise was huge. Like I mentioned in the beginning, Nick is telling me to go off King. Nick, welcome to the stream, first of all. Like, one thing that was huge, I mean, yeah, the false promises, because I said that I am very, very open with people and my family. Let me get into something here. I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of a backstory. to kind of explain why this was so important to me. So when I was younger, I moved to a new town and I was a gamer and other people were gamers, but they didn't like hang out together. You know, it was either you were a jock or you were uncool. And I was the nerdy kid. I played with like the Star Wars finger puppets, or like the origami, like Yoda stuff. I know I made those. I played video games and everybody thought I was a loser. They're like, wow, you play video games? That automatically makes you a loser. So going through high school, people start beginning to say, oh, okay, now we understand. Okay, Hayden, you're actually kind of cool now. And then we got to like sophomore, junior, senior year to people coming up to me and being like, oh yeah, you're gonna make millions. Or, oh yeah, this is really cool what you do. I subscribe to your YouTube and Twitch. Like, it was no longer making fun of me. It was actual support. And the reason why I bring that up is because I got so much support when I said I'm moving to Texas, living there rent free, and making content with a bunch of people. That was so cool to tell people. And when I told people that, their eyes lit up. Like, they were like happy for me. They were like, I knew that you were gonna do well. Like, I know I didn't understand when we were younger, but as we grow older, I knew that you were gonna do something well. And this is what it is. That is such a cool experience. You don't need to go to college. You don't need to get a real job. You know, you're able to pursue this for the time being. Congratulations, Hayden. That is awesome. And then to go back and see them, like during a weekend break from college, or go see my family that I told, and to have them ask me about the Texas house specifically, oh man. And I'm sure that you guys have experienced this too. You know, you told your parents something that was promised to you online or promised to you by a different person, and then to go back and be like, oh yeah, it fell through. Like, it makes us look bad for being so hyped up about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I had somebody come up to me, and they were like, oh, Mr. Texas, what are you still doing here? I thought it was life-changing, you know, with, like, the quotation marks and, like, the quotation eyes, you know? Kind of like, yeah, like, I knew it wasn't going to work, but I still, yeah, like, I knew it wasn't going to work, but I still said congrats anyways. That hurts so bad. Like, if you're genuinely curious as to what happened, of course it's still going to hurt, you know, when you ask. But it's good to be honest about it. But, like, when you come up to somebody and be like, oh, you know, why isn't that working? And then try to blame it on you, it's so hard to explain to them. It's like, well, it's not my fault. They're like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, clearly it is because it's not working. It's like, no, it's really not, you know? But then it just looks like you're complaining. So, yeah, the false promises was so huge because as somebody that's very talkative with their friends and family and always telling them about everything that comes up, I sounded like an idiot. I sounded like I was a blind idiot. Like, it looked like I didn't know where I was going. I'm like, okay, so I'm getting a contract today. Just kidding, that's never happening. Oh, I'm getting paid for my designs, you know, monthly. Just kidding, that's never happening. I'm moving to Texas. I'm so excited. I'm not going to college anymore. By the way, just kidding. That was so difficult for me. And I don't know how it was for you guys. I don't know how open you guys were with it about other people, but like, how did the community react when you guys maybe weren't able to fulfill something because of a false promise online? Like, how did that make you guys feel? Like, how did that impact you guys?
I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say.
I guess. Well, I mean, like, so. Yeah, I guess I don't really know what I'm trying to say either. I guess, let's just pretend. All right, so Storms, let's say that you were going to move into the Orr house and you told everybody that.
Right.
And then a bunch of people online came and asked you why you didn't move into it. Like, wouldn't that make you, like, feel stupid?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it really is what it is. Right? There's nothing you can do about it except just tell everyone it's not happening anymore. And I think it's rough, but I mean, that's life. It's not going to be all you know, unicorns and rainbows.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you gotta be honest with people, but the people that are like really like kind of like trying to drive the knife in there, you know, and blame it on you. That's why false promises affected so many members, Tanner, is because I feel like everybody was very vocal and they were very, very excited and they put their all into specific promises that were supposed to be made and fulfilled. and then have it fall out, not because they didn't work hard enough, but strictly just because it was so dependent on somebody else and it just didn't work. You know, that was huge for everybody, I think, and that was really big for me too. So I think that's kind of what the false promises meant. But
It's huge, man.
yeah, it was huge,
Biggest thing.
huge, because like when you tell a member or a designer or an editor or whatever that this could be like them making a living off of this brand one day, like of course it's not just gonna happen the next day, you know, but there's steps that you can take. But like when those steps aren't being seen, but you're still working just as hard or if not harder to make that happen, and you aren't in control of the outcome because it's in so many other people's hands, it's just difficult, you know? It's just difficult.
For sure.
And I think that's what kept so many people there the whole time. Like if we aren't talking about like the friendships made between the people, the only other thing that held people there was the false promises. Because I know personally, I still thought that I could get something out of the brand, and that just didn't work. So I'm hoping in the future that that's not how it is. But Tanner says that makes me mad. Like the fact that
Right though. Future's bright.
yes, it is, and I hope that one day very soon we can all talk about that in a retrospective and very hyped up way, because I'm very excited. But yeah, so Tanner says that makes me mad. The fact that you're planning on the next few years on them and then they fell through because they lied. Yeah, I mean that it sucked, but there is no need to feel completely bad, because though Aura is no longer a team, everybody that was in Aura and a lot of the people that were affiliated with Aura or were in Aura, whatever, like we still talk and we still make content together. And this is the most free that I've felt speaking to all the members, to be completely honest. I mean, I felt closer to everyone in the past week of Aura falling through than I think I have while I was there. I tried to give my support and I tried to talk to people as much as I could, but I feel like there was like a weird click, like stigma that kind of enveloped the whole team. And I think a lot of people were just like kind of scared to talk to each other, you know, or like branch out and talk to other people that they normally didn't. I don't know. I mean, that could be just me, but yeah. So that's kind of what happened with Aura, and it's getting late. So James, I offer the floor to you. You can give. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad the community of support is what you need, not the competition that Aura seemed like. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Like we're having a blast right now. Everybody's having so much fun, and we're putting out a lot of content. So it's gonna be really cool. James, the floor is to you. You can talk about any topic that you want. If you want to talk more about sponsorships, like definitely plug your stuff, plug your Twitch, plug your Twitter, everything. Plug the Manscaped too if you want. I mean, I think that's awesome. I'm so glad that you got that sponsorship, because your hard work definitely paid off, and you gave great advice this podcast. I just want to say thank you for coming, man.
For sure,
It was
man.
so very helpful.
Love being here, man. It's pretty cool being on the first episode. You have a little dope overlays.
Well,
Yeah, man. They're really cool.
I'm really glad that you said that, because I thought this was gonna be really scuffed, and in the beginning it kind of was. There was some settings I needed to tweak, but I mean the chat was really helpful. They helped me tweak those, and we got that. I mean,
It looks
pretty
really nice. I was able, like, honestly, even though I'm on it, I've been able to just like straight up watch it and enjoy it. Like I'm actually like watching something. So
For sure.
like, watching like a freaking YouTube video or something. Like I'm straight able to watch like I'm watching TV, like Netflix. I was like, that's what I've been doing. I'm not talking. I'm just like watching.
Well, that's
And,
perfect,
like,
because that makes me feel so good. You have no idea, because I'm like, I
dude,
didn't
I'm
know how
watching
this was.
'cause I'm like, I see the anime in the back, so I'm just like watching. Then I watch you, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm kind of doing
all
the
the aesthetics on there, and then I'm like,
Like-
it was dope, man. And
Like, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm so
talking,
glad.
And I'm looking at my side monitor. I see your like facial expressions. You know, I see the anime girl dancing. You got a lot to look at on that. You know, you got the forecast up in the top left, the anime in the back that's moving. It's just it's pretty good. But I'll
To the eye for sure.
oh for sure. And that
Eventually-
graphic actually looks pretty good.
eventually I want to get webcams on there. Like I want to keep everything that I have now, but I want to get like the webcams
No,
like off to
yeah,
the left side, maybe instead of the chat, or like
You know,
move the
I was
chat, make it
thinking,
smaller. But
yeah,
I
I
was
can.
thinking of having like a super big table, maybe
yeah,
like
maybe.
curved, and then like you just have like the camera, the square cameras on like
Hmm.
different sections, like a coffee cup in front, and it just shows the camera of the person.
That won't be bad. Here, I got some ideas
It,
for you after.
it's pretty dope, man. But it looks really dope.
Sweet.
Um, looks really awesome, man.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed being on here for the first time and just talking. Finally get to talk about just like anything. You know, usually lately, I've been on like a podcast or two for like around the community,
Hmm.
and everyone's just asking me, or this, or that, or this. So it was really cool not to like solely focus on it.
Hmm.
It was cool just to just talk about things, and it was really awesome, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been really really awesome to have you on here again. Like there was a lot of advice that you said that either I didn't think of or it like confirmed what I was thinking of and motivated me because you know what I'm gonna do right after this? Right after I get this downloaded and I hear the feedback on like on how to fix it and then write it down and work on it tomorrow. I am DMing um the Gaming Brings Happiness brand. And who knows? I mean, maybe I'll send them a link to the stream too because I mean this was fun. I
Yeah,
enjoyed the
you
hell
got
out of
It was a
this.
good time. Like,
Oh, man, and you gotta show your designs. Show them your designs. Be like, hey, look, I know I didn't get this and this and that. Be
Hmm.
like, I still want to try to work with you guys and maybe come up with a design. Like, maybe you design it, they make it, and y'all work together to give it away to the community.
Oh
You
man,
can do
yeah,
a giveaway with your designs or something. You know what I mean? Or you're just like, hey, let's work together in some
hmm,
way because I mean, it doesn't stop there just because you didn't get something. It's not gonna be over. You hit them up and reach out to them. Definitely work together, and if they like working with you, obviously it's gonna put your
yeah.
name out there.
I mean I absolutely I love that advice. So James, again, I didn't mean to make this about the podcast, though. I'm so very happy that you guys enjoyed it. That makes me feel so good because I didn't know how it was gonna be perceived. I was really scared it was gonna be Scott's first episode, but this is perfect. James, the floor is to you. Please do any self promotion, anything that you want. You definitely deserve it after the motivation that you gave everybody here and in the chat watching. So please go on ahead.
For sure, man. Yeah, y'all follow me on Twitter at JamesTheGame, two E's at the end. My Twitch official GC James. And you follow these guys here too, man. Without them, you wouldn't have this wouldn't be going on tonight. So I go out too and hit me up on any of my socials. I'm always down to talk. I'm always down to talk advice, music, sports, content. I'm down to talk anything, anytime, man. If anybody knows me, my DMs are always open for discussion. I try to make my platforms on social media a safe haven, just like how I do my platform on Twitch. So uh, that's the advice I gave, and listen to these guys talk and just sharing some laughs and sharing some good words, man. That's all I can give you.
Yeah, and I definitely vouch for his content and his streams. I remember when James was grinding and he was playing Madden, and I went in there with it was me and Aries, and I forgot who else went in there. That was the most I've laughed at a stream in a really really long time. Guys, great streamer,
Appreciate
always motivated. Just really great guy. His DMs are seriously always open. And like I knew that he had good advice, but my mind is absolutely completely blown on the advice I was getting off in the stream. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to go give him a follow. Seriously, go follow him on Twitch. Go follow him on Twitter. Seriously, great guy. He's been doing some great things in the community recently. He recently got some sponsorships. So if you guys are a guy and you guys would like some Manscaped products, definitely go through him. Use code James.
And if you need a mouse and keyboard tomorrow, or whenever, started tomorrow, if you need a mouse or a keyboard, you can use code James.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure.
So, guys, that is going to end off the forecast live cast. Would you guys say that that my forecast prediction in the beginning was accurate, or do you think I need to work on my anchorman skills? I said it was gonna be pretty
poggers.
pretty poggers, really poggers, brother.
Yep, it was good. It needed a bit of more SpongeBob armchair.
Of course, and
And
yeah. That goes without saying,
Yeah.
I think.
One that you won't get a strike for though.
Yes. Yes. One that I will not get a strike for this time. Man, I have always dreamed of the ability to post this one on Armchair without getting in trouble, and now I've finally been blessed with that option. So, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so I can't wipe the smile off my face. So the support that we got this time around and all the kind words that you guys have given has been awesome. James was awesome to have on the podcast. I'm lucky to have Swarms here as my co-host. So just in case I get boring or my voice gets annoying, I got him to back me up. Thank you for the remarks about the stream too, both good and bad. I took them all into account, and the next one is gonna be even better. So
Oh yeah.
every time that we do this stream, it's gonna be from 10 p.m. to midnight. Midnight, because like 2 hours of talking, it's like midnight at the latest, because 2 hours of talking can definitely be boring. We try to make it as interactive and fun for you guys as possible, but I mean 2 hours is a long time, so
Yeah, for
I am planning on doing this every Saturday. I got everything figured out for the most part today, so I wanted to do the debut today. I wanted to come back with a bang, and it honestly was so fun, so helpful, and we are going to be doing this every Saturday now instead of Monday. So there's gonna be 2 this week. So if you guys ever want to be on this, or you guys know somebody that would like to be on this, reach out to me. Oh yes, and Nick is gonna be on the next podcast. So we got custom graphics for people that are gonna be on it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope that we can continue doing this weekly. So guys, with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys on Saturday, 10 p.m. CST. And guys, make sure to go follow James, Twitch, Twitter, and Swarms as well, okay? I'll see you guys in the next one.
Deuces.
How we going?